Sweet oh, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Before it goes boom, blah, how you like America now? Babylon the Great profile, terror, full-blown terror, spreading like gossip for Gerardo Rivera. Terror, devil to step to the Israelite zone, with the all getting slaved with the scriptures, baby, it's on. We too strong to have a march like a poo, but I'd rather feel my sword to your guts. I'm nuts for the truth and the knowledge of the Bible, and fucking red devils for survival with your house shine. Oh, you forgot about Christ, you crooks, enslaved his holy people with the good book you took. Mercy, mercy, you was bloodthirsty. Now you wanna go to heaven first, see, but pardon me. While the angels and you call UFOs are beaming us up, you gon' get struck with a bomb.
Right to invade with the streets. America get ready to be bombed with the nukes and the skies. Right to invade with the streets. America get ready to be bombed with the nukes and the skies. Right to invade with the streets. America get ready to be bombed with the nukes and the skies.
And so, as we say goodbye to our dark friends and neighbors,
America get ready to be bombed with the fire and the skies. Right to invade with the streets. America get ready to be bombed with the fire and the skies. Right to invade with the streets. America get ready to be bombed with the fire and the skies. Right to invade with the streets. America get ready to be bombed with the fire and the skies. Fire and the skies.
Shalom. Shalom, good evening. Welcome once again to another episode of ISBHPK Presents The Hidden Truth. As you can see, my name is I'm Priest Mashaba, and I'm one of the teachers from the ISBHPK school we have in Atlanta. At this time, we'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to Chief High Priest Yeshaya up there in New York, and also to the other schools we have in San Antonio, ISBHPK San Antonio, the Sword of Truth, and again, here, the brothers here in Houston. Tonight's topic, we're going to be dealing with the topic of charity. And tonight's teacher and priest is going to be Priest Dawam.
Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. And all right, also with us, we got priest and reader Ahab.
Shalom.
Yeah, as the brother said, we're going to be going through the topic of charity. And it's not that charity like the church teaches you, that you got to love everybody and everything. All right, David said, hate the evil, love the good. So this is not that kind of charity where we're just teaching you to be this rainbow tossing around homosexual. We want to teach about the real charity, the charity that should exist between a Hebrew Israelite man and his nation, Hebrew Israelite man and his brothers, his sisters, and especially toward the Most High. All right, so the first scripture I want to go to is 1 Corinthians 8:1. And what really brought this up is that you got so many of these brothers and sisters that want to be contentious. I see it all over Facebook. You see it all over the street corners. You got brothers trying to teach the word, trying to teach the basics of, listen, you're the lost tribes of the nation of Israel. You know what we've been teaching for decades.
Right.
Right. And some other group of Israelites come up and tell them their fringes ain't long enough, or they believe in you believing in this, and they going into the meat while these brothers and sisters still need milk.
Right. Kind.
So we want to kill that, and show that through the scriptures that's not love. The scriptures don't preach that as how you show love to the Most High, to your nation, toward anybody.
Right.
All right. So if you could read that, 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1.
1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1. Now as touching things offered unto idols.
Right. See, as touching things offered unto idols. Go ahead.
We know that we all have knowledge.
We all have knowledge. We all know that we're not doing that. We're not touching things that, are offered up to idols. We're not messing with the worldly things. So this is for you Hebrew Israelites out there that you've got the knowledge of the truth. You've been doing it, but now it's become, okay, I got this knowledge. I know what's wrong and what's right, but I'm nitpicking now.
Right.
You're not, if you're not teaching the way I teach, you're not teaching the truth. If you're not a member of my camp, you're not teaching the truth.
Right. We see a lot of that in Israel today.
Oh yeah.
That if you're not under this such and such general or this such and such teacher,
right,
that y'all Israelites or y'all are wicked. That you can't get in Israel unless you're with this specific group or what have you. And then it's like they got their little hit teams that go out now and attack other Israelite groups.
Yeah.
That are teaching. And you're right. Nowhere in the scriptures do you find that was sanctified by Christ, by Moses, by anybody, that's how things are supposed to be done.
Right.
to be a disciple of Christ, to show that you was in there.
Right. Matter of fact, when you heard about Christ, the disciples brought that to him. That, hey,
Right.
there's somebody else teaching. He said, let him alone. You know what I mean? Let him alone. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let them do what they do. If whoever's not with me is against me, or whoever, you know what I mean? He basically
they
let them
can't
know.
speak lightly against me. If they're for me, they're with me.
There you go.
They're not speaking against me. They're trying to bring people back to the Most High.
Right.
So why would I attack that? The same thing happened with Moses. It was like we saw others prophesying. They were prophesying.
Right.
And Moses said, I wish that all Israel would prophesy.
Right.
Well, everybody out here trying to teach and help wake up our people so that we all can go home.
Right.
So, brother, excellent topic.
Yeah.
Excellent topic.
You know, we ain't sitting here trying to do all the work anyway. You know what I mean?
Now when the harvest is plenty and the labors are few.
Right. So read the rest of that.
Knowledge puffeth up.
Right, knowledge, it puffeth up, and this is the problem that's going on in Israel, man. That knowledge, you know, you get into this. You got the basic knowledge. You got the Christ is black. The true Jews are black. You know, the lost tribes of Israel, the so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, all those scattered throughout North, Central, and South America of so-called Negro and Indian descent. You got this knowledge, right? And that's built you up above that. You know, okay, I'm called above all nations of the earth.
Right.
Right. But now your knowledge is getting you too puffed up. You know, now it's getting you to where you're, okay, I got this book of Enoch. I got this book over here. I got the book of Adam and Eve. I got
Book of
this.
Jasher, right.
Right. And oh, you don't have this now, or you don't teach from this book, you're off. You know, well, what happened to the people that we're
Right.
trying to raise up? What happened to the nation we're trying to build? See that? So what's happening is this knowledge is puffing brothers up. It's getting them prideful, man. It's getting your chest all puffed out. Go ahead.
But charity edifies.
But if you had any sense, you would know this scripture and you would take it to heart. Charity is what is actually going to teach. The knowledge doesn't teach. Somebody could come out and tell me about physics, right? They can come out and tell me what a quasar, a quark, a nucleus, and all these different things, and I won't have a single inkling of what they're talking about. Why? Because it's just knowledge. See that? If it's not done in love, if it's not done like, listen, I'm going to show you the physics of how you're going to change this flat tire and get your family off the side of the road. Well, what good did that do me that you know all that physics? See that? If you can't operate a lever, if you can't operate a pulley, the simple basic tools in physics, you can't help me get my car off the road. You know what I mean? And it's like this in the truth. It's like, okay, these people are supposed to be teaching their people, guiding their brothers and sisters, showing them who they are and that they're not just Africans and spics and porch monkeys and coons and all this. But instead of that, they out there arguing about, you know, how many wives you're really allowed to have according to the
Right.
Bible. And it's like, that's knowledge, bro. You know what I mean? These things are knowledge. You know, you got brothers going on these, polite debates and all this stuff. Who is that feeding?
No one. Their own ego. Their own pride.
Right. See that? It's just knowledge to puff you up. But the thing is if you really want to teach your people, you do it. You have to have that charity. You got to have that love.
I don't want to cut this off. I'm not going to take it over, but you're reminded of where Paul came back and said, or even says in Isaiah the 20th chapter, that you give a babe milk.
Right.
That you give them things that they can handle on the level that they're at. You
Right.
can't give a babe meat. You can't force them to try and consume or handle things, and they ain't even got the basics yet.
Right.
You got brothers and sisters getting out here, getting on YouTube, following this general, following this person, what have you, and you're trying to get into debates about, like you said, I've seen so many crazy debates about the length of a person's beard, the length of the fringes, or stuff like this. If you ain't wearing, if you're not wearing fringes, if you're wearing fringes just on your pants leg,
Right.
you're off.
Right.
That it's just supposed to be on the shirt. Really? I thought the purpose of the fringes, though, I thought the Christ said in Jeremiah 3:15, that I'm going to give you pastors, according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Right.
That we're going to give you understanding about, it's not about where the fringes are at. What was the purpose of the fringes? Just to give that example. The purpose of the fringes was to remember the Most High.
Exactly.
So if I got the fringes on my side, I got the fringes on my shirt, or I see some brothers on a short sleeve. Okay. Is that helping you? Is that like the string around your finger?
Right.
Why is the string on my finger? Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to remember something. The fringe is supposed to remind you about the Most High and about loving your people, not about where it goes. But you have a lot of people want to make a debate and try to puff themselves up from either low self-esteem, maybe you don't believe in the scriptures. I don't know what it is, that you've got this mentality of if you put other people down, it's going to raise you up. That's not what Christ was about. So I ain't going to take this over, but
Nah, you
we
got
about to go
you
in.
got it. That's the biggest problem. That's what inspired the class was this got to stop. You know,
Right.
you see some brother up there. You know, like I said, I deal a lot with the Facebook, trying to you know pump up the posts and stuff like that, and the classes and everything. And you know, you have a brother, he'll be out there and he's showing, listen, you so-called Negroes, you West Indians, you Haitians, you're the lost tribes of Israel, and you always got this one Negro light. You know what I mean? You got this one Hebrew Negro light that just want to get on there, and he wants to draw the attention to himself.
Right.
And no, brother, that sign is off. You know, and just cause confusion. And what about the people that he's trying to reach?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? What about those babes he's trying to reach that they don't know the basic stuff?
They don't even know the Hebrew Israelites yet. And,
Right.
and you already coming in as a ravening wolf trying to destroy and take the word. It's like Matthew 13. You become that cat who you try to take the word away from somebody brand new and get him caught up into things of the world instead of, can we at least just get them finding out that the Israelites? Can we start there?
Can they get their foot in the door first?
Can you at least
Right.
get in the door?
Exactly, man. And that's like I said, this is the problem. Knowledge puffs us up. It puffs you up, man. And if you don't control it, you're gonna let that knowledge take you over, and it's gonna go into pride. It's gonna go into I don't care about my people. I just want to be known of my people. You know what I mean? If you came in the truth thinking you was gonna get famous, you was gonna sign autographs, and you was gonna be this great person, they killed Christ.
Kind.
You could do all the miracles, and we're gonna go into that. You can do all the miracles, you can do all the works and everything like that, and pull all the fame to yourself. But they killed Christ when he got too famous. When he got too far in his knowledge and he got too influential, they killed him. So none of us got in the truth thinking we were gonna get rich and famous.
Right.
You know what I mean? And live the good life. We all came here knowing that we might die like Christ.
Kind.
If you didn't think on that, then you probably should not be here. You know, you can get you a tour bus, put your name on the side, and
Get a little plastic doll made up yourself, right?
right. That could be your life. You know what I mean? If that's what you wanted. But the life of the truth, you never read about Isaiah, Jeremiah, Joshua, Joseph. You never read about them running around signing autographs, signing girls' breasts. You know what I mean? They wasn't kissing babies and doing all this stuff. They was teaching the word of the Most High and prophesying to the nations.
And, you know, if I can say this, not to take it off, but that's how you can tell that these cats were never really taught or trained by anybody. When I say that, meaning we know when we looked at the elders in New York, Masha, Ariah, Yeshaya, Shar, and Kazak, that these were men who had dedicated their lives totally to teaching this truth and had put their lives on the line. They was out there getting physical altercations. Not that it's about this gang warfare, but they was actually getting physical altercations with people that was telling them that Christ is not black, that the Jews are not black, and that these men really had to dedicate themselves for everybody coming against them to making sure they was teaching this truth and that the truth was being put out. So they lost wives, they lost families, they've been locked up for teaching the truth. Not for being just braggadines out there on the street corner looking for a fight or instigating a fight, but actually just teaching the word of God. We saw that example, and we were trained up and raised in that same type of way. That coming into this truth, it wasn't about the fame. It wasn't about, I want to get famous and I want to be seen and be known for something. This was about, we want to help raise up our nation, so we all get up out of here. I love that point you brought out, Doc.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's always been about, and that's what it should always be about. It's, you know, when you, like I said, you read about Job, you read about Jeremiah. Jeremiah said, for the hurt of the daughter of my people, am I hurt?
Right.
It wasn't about for the fame that I can acquire from my people. It was about for their hurt. I'm watching them suffer, you know? And all your knowledge is not helping. We got our people starving, not being able to eat on the streets. You got our people killing each other. And you're talking about how long fringes are, right? I'm tripping over that because that one I hadn't run into on Facebook, but I had ran into it. That how long are my fringes? How long is my beard? That's insane. Right. You know what I mean? Read that one more time, and then we're going to get 1 Corinthians 13. And a lot of these scriptures, I'm going to these basics because this is the stuff y'all left off of, man. You talk to a lot of these cats that go into the book of Adam and Eve, book of Enoch, book of the quasars and all this, and they've left off of all these basics.
The milk.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, you try to tell them, listen, What about forsaking not the assembling of yourselves together? Oh, I'm past that. You know, how are you past the scriptures?
Exactly.
Your knowledge done puffed you up that far that you blown away from the rest of Israel?
You know, and the scripture does say, at the time you ought to be teachers, you need to want to teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High. You got to come back and get the basics. And a lot of y'all don't even have the basics. A lot of y'all haven't even learned that this was about the love and the unity. The creed or the salute that Moses taught us was, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one." That was the creed that we're supposed to remember, that we were supposed to be one, not these little pick pockets of individuals or gangs or what have you. We're all Israel supposed to remember there is one God, one Lord, one nation, that we're all one. That's what we're supposed to remember. But to get to this other pit-pat stuff, we have fell off the boat.
Right.
Y'all have fell off the boat.
Yeah. All right, read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifies.
We all got knowledge. We all took a basic class. We all came in, got the 12 tribe sign, got the true Jews are black, the yoke of iron, the slave ships. We all got the knowledge. We all got that. But know this, the knowledge is going to puff you up, but the charity is going to edify. It's going to help you teach. Having that love is going to inspire you to lift your people up out the gutters, out the ghettos and the slums, out their conditions, this hell on earth that they live in. That's what's going to edify them. It's going to actually teach them. All right? Give me 1 Corinthians 13 real quick.
I got that for you, bro.
You got it?
1 Corinthians chapter 13, start at verse 1. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1. It says, "Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels."
Right. Whether you're talking with the tongues of men, normal men walking the street, or even of angels. If you speak in the Hebrew and you got every jot and tittle down memorized and you're able to flow fluently in Hebrew, that's beautiful. But, read.
"And have not charity."
But if you don't have charity, if you don't have charity, before I fast forward too quick, charity, it comes from the word what? Agape?
Agape.
Agape. It's brotherly love. This is the love of a human being. You understand? Knowing that this person is a sentient human being with me and they need to be pulled out of a condition just like I was. Just like that knowledge that I got pulled me out of the condition I was in, I'm going to give that to somebody else in order to pull them out of their condition. Not to just keep them under me and lead them around by the nose. No, I want them pulled up where I am. So this is what the definition of charity is. All right, so he said that if I speak of the tongues of men and of angels, if I don't have that brotherly love, if I don't have that care for my people, read.
"I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal."
You're just making noise. You like somebody turning up the radio too loud.
All your knowledge, everything you're spitting, everything you're coming out with, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Christ said, "If you love me, feed my sheep." If you're not doing that part, with that brotherly love, with that brotherly kindness, that natural affection, then all your talking is just, like James Brown said, talking loud but ain't saying nothing.
Right.
You just loud, man. It don't matter. They tell you can draw more people with honey than you can with vinegar.
Right.
When you just getting into about the knowledge, but you're not about actually bringing brotherly love, that you really care about the people you're trying to raise up, you're making a lot of noise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's beautifully put. And if you don't believe this, try it. Go out on the streets.
That's why y'all ain't got no cap. Sorry.
Oh, we're gonna get there. Don't worry. No, the thing is, listen, go try it. Go out on the street corner. Go out in your neighborhoods. If you still live in the hood or anywhere near it, go out into those neighborhoods. Go outside instead of being in your mama's house or wherever you at. Go outside, go deal with the poor person. Let them come up to you and ask you for food and then kick a bunch of knowledge to them and see if they hear you. If you haven't given them a sandwich first, if you haven't fed them even carnally,
right,
all that talk you're doing is for nothing. It's like I said, it's like he said, you're becoming a sounding brass. It's like the radio being turned up too loud.
Right.
You know what I mean? The song could be beautiful. It could reach you, but it's too loud. And it's just pounding in your ears. You tuned it out. Just turn it down. That's all I want to hear.
Right.
That's how you doing to them out there, man. Y'all going out on the street corners, dropping wisdom, giving them meat, forcing the meat down their neck, and trying to get them to believe in this otherworldly, what's these words, man? The esoteric knowledge and everything like that.
Right.
And they're not getting fed the basics that they need to know who they are and how they messed up and how to come back to the Most High in Christ. You're not giving them none of that. You just went off into, well, the book of Adam and Eve and the fallen angels and come on, man. Feed your people. And then all these debates, that stuff, it's not feeding anybody
at all.
They watching you like they watch Tyson or they watch Floyd Mayweather, right? They watching you like that, like you just boxing it out. At the end of a boxing match, do you learn how to be a better boxer? Do you go out there and decide, I want to hit the gym?
Not at all.
You just want to bet on the next fight.
It was a show.
Right. It was a nice show. I can't believe he won. I knew he was going to win, and that's it. That's how they're watching y'all, man. Y'all
the next day might be a little water cooler talk.
Yeah.
But by the second day, ain't nobody talking about it at all. It's already old, ancient history. It's already escaped their mind.
Yeah. And the hardest part is nobody learned anything. That's the thing. I watch these debaters and the fans of these debates, and they have no knowledge. They were not fed with it. They were entertained, but they had no knowledge. You could talk to them and, hey, what'd you get from that? Same thing you got from church. I don't know, but it sure was good. it was a good fight. Come on, man.
It's almost like it was pre-planned by. It's almost like it was pre-planned. That you look at a lot of these debates that people get into, and you almost want to blame it on the hip hop generation with this, like it's a rap battle.
Right.
Like who can now say the most wittiest thing that gets you to shut down? That I can, I done watched 8 Mile over and over again, so now I'm coming in, I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that. But it don't edify. Nobody gets no understanding about what we're supposed to do. But it's that, ooh.
Right.
Oh, he would say, ooh. He brought out this knowledge. Ooh. But who? At the end of the day, who's changing their life now?
Right.
At the end of the day, who's come back and say, you know what? I learned something.
Right.
I didn't know that this was against the Most High. I didn't know that this was right. Oh man, hold up. This is how we're supposed to be operating. This is how we're supposed to be dealing. But it was that good show. It was that. Oh, he said this. Oh. Madness.
And you go home and you can't put no food on your kid's plate with that you just got entertained with. You can't get your rib in order. You can't get your wife in order with what you just learned, what you just heard. Because you didn't learn nothing. If you did, you was taking notes. But you go home and all you got is an entertainment value, and now you got to go back to the real world. You got to go back to your wife that's out of order, your kids out of order, your mother and your father that you disrespected, and now they don't want nothing to do with you. You got to go back to that. You got to go back and come right back down to reality. So really, you just took a hit. You just got high. You had fun, but you didn't get any charity going on. These things weren't done out of charity. It wasn't done out of love, and so it never breathes anything.
Right.
Read on.
It says, verse 2, 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 2, it says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge.
Right, so you have the gift of prophecy. That's beautiful. You can break down any scripture, right? Go ahead.
It says, and understand all mysteries.
And you understand all the mysteries, everything that happened back in Genesis all the way to Revelations. You know all that knowledge. You know what's going to happen in the future, how the Most High is going to destroy this kingdom. You know point for point what's going to happen and how it's going down. Read.
And all knowledge.
And all knowledge, like Solomon, right? Go ahead.
And though I have all faith.
And though you have all faith.
So that I can remove mountains.
Right. Your faith is so strong, you could call a mountain over from one end of the earth to the other. Beautiful. Read.
And have not charity.
But you don't have the charity. You don't have the love for your people enough to know that you just moved the mountain on top of their house. You just moved the mountain and destroyed their hood. You never built them up. You never showed them what the point was for moving that mountain. You never showed them why they need to attain that kind of knowledge. If you do all these things, you could have all the faith and belief that you want. But if you don't have charity, then you're going to lead your people astray. And again, like you were saying, that's why a lot of these cats don't have camps. They do all this Facebook Israelite type of stuff where they go out on the street corner and debate the brothers that came out, that had the actual testosterone level to come out on the street corner and battle demons. And break down the bondage and the captivity our people are in. You're going to go up and try to nitpick at what they're doing. That's not charity. There's no love there. You don't care for your people. And that's what took Solomon down. He had all knowledge.
Sure did.
Right? But what? The charity left him. I don't care for my people. I don't care what example I'm setting forth. Now, every king after him was sacrificing to idols on high places.
Right, exactly.
You know, every other king after him was doing this wickedness that he was into. And why? Because though he had all the knowledge, though he had all wisdom, he didn't have the charity left off him. And that's what y'all got to hold on to. We're going to see it. We're going to see it as we keep going through the script. So read on.
It says, and have not charity, I am nothing.
Right. You don't have charity, but you have all these things. You're nothing. You're nobody. Remember, the Most High is love. That's what the scriptures say. He is love. So
as much as he's a man of war,
right.
he's also love. God is loved.
Right. So if you don't have no part of that, then you don't have no part of the Most High. All right. We're going to read to verse 13.
Okay. Verse 3. And it says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned,
right,
and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing.
Right. And these are all beautiful things for you to do, right? But the thing is, if you didn't do it out of love, you didn't do it for anyone or help anyone. See that? You can become a martyr and everything like that, but if you didn't do it to educate your people, Christ did it when he became a martyr. He did it because for a testimony to be of effect, there must be of necessity a death of the testator, meaning the person that's speaking and giving all this knowledge, he gotta be killed for it to be really hard hitting.
Right.
No, man, that guy died for that. So he must really believe in that. So the thing was Christ, he did everything he did to edify. He didn't do it so that he could be the guy that got killed for an idea. You know what I mean? True. So that his name would go down in glory like the Greeks, doing everything for glory. No, he did it for the glory of the Most High and for the glory of his nation. All right?
And it wasn't a checkoff sheet.
Right.
And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, you have a lot of brothers and sisters that like as the so-called holidays just passed, the Christmas holidays,
right,
I give the charity. Yeah, I got my tax refund, or I got this tax, what do you call it? Tax write-off.
Oh, tax write-off, yeah.
I donated to this type of charity, and now I'm good. I didn't mess it up.
Right.
I'm good. No, that's not what this is talking about. Again, that charity is that true brotherly love. But a lot of people, you want to make a list, like the young rich man that came to Christ.
Right.
He had a list of what I do to inherit. What do I need to do to inherit eternal life? Keep the commandments. I've been doing that. I'm good. If you're gonna be perfect, then sell all that you have, give to the poor, come and follow me. And he went away sad because I'm not trying to do all that.
Right.
I have a limit to where I'm trying to go. You want me to go all out, and then ain't gonna be nothing for me.
Ooh.
Now, let's understand what Christ talks about. The Bible talks about when it talks about this charity. I ain't gonna stop.
They need to be hearing this because this is the problem.
Time.
Right. Were you finished?
Yes, sir.
All right. Go ahead. Read on.
It says, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing.
Right.
Charity suffereth long.
Right. This is what charity will do. It'll put up with its people. It will deal with its people patiently and help them out. Go ahead.
And is kind.
It's kind. It's going out there. It's not trying to cuss down brothers that are teaching the truth. It's not trying to show whose testicles are bigger than the other. That's not what charity's doing. Charity is kind. It's not cussing at people and trying to bludgeon them and call women the B word and doing all these things while you're teaching. That's not charity. All right. Go ahead.
Charity envieth not.
Right, it doesn't envy it. It's not looking at the other brothers and seeing how expensive their garments look and, y'all hate, I'm going to start hating on you. Oh, y'all got a green screen. Like,
right.
That's not charity, man. Charity doesn't envy. Charity is going to do what it does, and it's going to be shown. It will be known by its works. Go ahead.
Then it says, vaunteth not itself.
And a lot of y'all got that big problem. You want to vaunt yourself up. That's the whole goal of your teaching is I just want to lift myself up. I want people to look up to me because I was nobody in the world, right? And none of us were. That's why Christ chose us.
The weak things of the world, kind.
Right. But since you were nobody in the world and now you're getting a little attention, now, okay, that's what I'm about. Well, you're going to have your reward. Men here are going to know you. The Most High will never have known you. Christ will say, depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I never knew you. And then go back to the hell class to find out where you end up. Where you at?
That's real. Finishing verse 4. It says, vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up.
All right. For time's sake, I want you to go to verse 8.
Verse 8. It says, charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies.
Now listen to this. those 3 words right there, that should be the thing that blows up everything you do. That should show you and clarify what your job is supposed to be. It said, charity never faileth. Now, what will fail? Check this out, read.
Whether there be prophecies,
If you can prophesy and break down all the scriptures, guess what?
they shall fail.
They're going to fail. It's going to cease. When you read that in the Complete Jewish, it says these prophecies are going to cease. There's going to be an end to prophesying. The scriptures say it, no longer will every man teach his neighbor.
Right, exactly.
The Most High going to cut all that prophesying off, right? So charity never faileth, but prophecies fail. What else?
It says, whether there be tongues,
Whether there be tongues, you speaking in Hebrew, French, German, whatever, and you blowing people's mind with your angelic tongue, guess what?
they shall cease.
They're going to cease. The Most High going to shut you up, shut you down. Go ahead.
Whether there be knowledge,
Right?
it shall vanish away.
It's going to vanish away. All that knowledge you just gained up is going to vanish away. You know why? Because right now we only know in part. Well, all the knowledge we have, Christ is going to come down and say, did you love your brother? Did you feed your brother and sister with that? Oh, you didn't? Okay, well, that doesn't matter then. What you know does not matter. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 9, for we know in part, and we prophesy in part.
Right.
Verse 10, but when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away.
See that? All that stuff you knew in part, that's going to be done away with. What can you do in relation to the perfection of Christ? You're not gonna be vaunted up above Christ. What you learned here is not going to get you above him. So all that stuff that you learned is not going to matter. What is going to matter, and we can just jump to the last verse, and y'all can read that at home. Read that whole thing at home, but for time's sake, I'm kind of cutting that down. Read that.
Verse 13. And now abideth faith.
And now, after all these things fade away, after they all fail, after all the prophecies come to pass, and there's no more need to prophesy and tell the future, guess what? Charity is going to still be there. And now abideth charity. Read that again.
And now abideth faith.
Right. Now abideth faith. Go ahead.
Hope.
Hope.
Charity.
And charity. See that? So what's going to last after all those things is the faith that you kept in the Most High, that kept you in the fight, the hope, right? That you hoped on the Most High's coming, on Christ's coming, on his restoration of your people, of his pulling y'all out of the ghettos and the slums. That hope will still be there. And what else?
Faith.
Faith, hope, and
Charity.
Charity, right? So that charity, but read.
These three.
These three are going to abide. They're going to survive through anything. More than your knowledge, more than your contention and your strife, charity is going to be there through all of it. Faith, hope, and charity are going to be there through all of it. Read.
But the greatest of these is charity.
And the greatest of these is that love, that charity. Why? Because it makes you have faith. It makes you hope. Why? Because you got so many people hanging on that you love, hanging on your faith, hanging on your hope. And you're inspiring them with those things. But if you don't have the charity, those other things never build in you. The faith never builds in you. The hope never builds in you. Then the prophecies and the tongues is going to cease. So nothing of that will matter. All right. Did you have anything to add?
I know, brother. I'm going to keep the flow going, bro.
This is all good. Let's go to Isaiah 58, verse 4. And like I said, this got to be killed among Israel especially. But you pork chop eating pastors out there not feeding your congregation with the word of the Most High, you're off. You're building all your fortunes and everything like that. Christ's going to come and destroy you. It's simple as that. And it's because you never did it out of charity. How do you live a multi-million-dollar home, multi-thousand-dollar cars, multi-million-dollar jets and everything like this, but your people that give you money, that keep you fed and fat, they're starving. They're starving physically, and they're starving spiritually. What is your problem? When the scriptures right here that you teach tell you that charity, this is where I heard this scripture the most.
In church, right.
Was in church. Well, where's your charity? How can I follow you if you're not doing it, if you're not living it? And as a Hebrew Israelite, how can we follow you if you're not showing the love? If all you're about is, getting my doll made and making sure my tour bus is running right, you know what I mean? How can we follow that? Who can be fed off of that? Isaiah 58.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 4. Behold, ye fast for strife and debate.
Right, now I'm bringing this up, the fasting, because that's what we're all doing. When you come in the truth, you decide you're going to fast from those things you used to do in the world. No longer am I the gigolo. I'm not banging women left and right. I'm not doing drugs. I'm not doing meth and everything like that served me. I'm not pimping women. I'm not just out for money. I'm not just out for personal gain and fame. I'm not doing the things that serve me. So what am I doing? I'm abstaining now. I'm fasting now. So what Isaiah is telling us is, okay, you're fasting. What the Most High is telling us is you're fasting. Read it again.
Behold, ye fast for strife and debate.
But you only fast so you could go have strife and debate. You only got in this truth so that you can have knowledge that you can beat somebody in an argument with. What the hell good are you? You're tinkling brass. You're a sounding cymbal, man.
Profiting nobody.
Right. You ain't doing nothing for nobody. Go ahead.
And to smite with the fist of wickedness.
And he said, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. You just want to beat down your people more than they already beat down. You want to oppressed people. That don't even make sense. You know, I'm gonna go out there to brothers with that barely got a burlap sack on to teach the truth, but I'm gonna go and make fun of their burlap sack. You know what I mean? Well, where are your works?
Right.
You know, the brother's got a wooden podium, not a gold one. Oh, I'm gonna go out there and nitpick and hinder the word of the Most High from being taught to the babes, and because you don't have gold on your podium, because you don't have your fringes all the way down to your feet.
Right.
It's insane, man. Read on.
Ye shall not fast as ye do this day.
Most High say he gonna cut all that off, man. You're not gonna come to him. You're not gonna come in this truth and abstain from them things like you've been doing. You're gonna do it in righteousness. You're gonna do it in charity and in love. Go ahead.
To make your voice to be heard on high.
Right. You're not gonna do it. So he's gonna cut all that down. All that, I'm gonna make my voice heard. I wanna be somebody in the truth. That's gonna be cut down, man. He's going to cut all that down. You're no longer going to let your voice to be heard on high. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Is it such a fast that I have chosen?
Is it such a big deal that I had you pull you out from the rest of the world and stop doing those things? Go ahead.
A day for a man to afflict his soul.
Go ahead.
Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him?
Right. Is it time for you to show off all your carnal works of the truth? You know what I mean? I'm just beaten down by living the truth. I'm beaten down by teaching the word. And, I'm just struggling. And you know what I mean? Is it time for you to do all these little carnal, showy acts in order to so-called please not the Most High, not your people, but yourself? It's not time for that. Read.
Will thou call this a fast? An acceptable day to the Lord.
Is that what you're going to call acceptable to the Most High? That you abstain from the things of the world so that you could argue with the brothers that were teaching the truth?
Right.
You going to call that acceptable when you get to the kingdom?
Do you think the Most High is calling it acceptable?
Right.
You might call it acceptable. That's what all you do. The Most High ain't, though.
Right. Hey, read on.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 6. Is not this the fast that I have chosen?
Right. The fast that the Most High chose, the pulling you away, he chose that life for you. Go ahead.
To loose the bands of wickedness.
Wait. To get you fame and fortune.
To loose the bands of wickedness.
To help you oppress the people even more.
To loose the bands of wickedness.
To be lifted up above the rest of the people.
To loose the bands of wickedness.
Your job, you were pulled away from the things of the world and on this fast so that you could loose the bonds of wickedness that's on your people. Remember, this basic, St. John 8:32, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's your job, man. That's it for y'all leaders, for y'all elders. You should be ashamed of yourself that you coming out there leading these debates, leading these different strifes and contentions. Y'all know that's against the scriptures, but you still doing it anyway rather than teaching your people. And then you, even further, that's the part I hate is they go out there and stifle the ones that's actually going out there to do it, that actually got the love. And it goes right back to that Matthew 24:12 we were reading in class, because iniquity shall abound.
The love of many shall wax cold.
There you go.
That's
now you got brothers out there, oh man, I couldn't answer his question about what ancient Egyptians were doing 6,000 years ago, so I got to step down. They doubting themselves because all the bull you trying to get them trapped up in. They don't need that. They need edification. If you're going to come up there, the scriptures say a wise man hears a wise word, adds unto it.
Right.
He don't stifle it and spit on it and try to blow out the spark. All right. Read on.
To undo the heavy burdens.
Right. This is your job, to undo the heavy burdens, not to add to. Read.
And to let the oppressed go free.
And to let the oppressed go free, to get them out from under everyone's boot heels. Not just Esau's, but yours. The whole law, when you read the law, every time the Most High, he said, I am the Most High that brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. That was the commandment. If you really want to know what the commandments were, it was to free you from slavery. So everything that you did in Egypt, stop doing that. If you was oppressing your brother by lending to him with usury, don't do that. The Egyptians were doing it to you, don't do it to each other. Right? All these things were to pull us out of bondage. So why are you going to continue to do that to your people? Just for your fame? So you can use their backs to step on and be on the pedestal of your own people? This is not charity. This is not the love that Christ taught. This is not the love that the law taught. If you don't believe in Christ in the New Testament, I'm going to talk to you Hebrew Israelites too, that only believe in the Old Testament. Guess what? The law was not about your personal gain. The law was not about you. It was to free his people. Where you at?
Isaiah chapter 58, the end of verse 6.
Go ahead.
And that ye break every yoke.
Right, and that you break every yoke. This is your job, to break everything that oppresses your people. If you're going out there dumping on the word that they getting taught, that's adding to the yoke. You're not breaking the yoke. Read.
Verse 7. Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry?
Isn't it to deal your bread to the hungry? That's an act of charity.
Right.
Aren't you supposed to be giving that bread, giving that food, feeding them like the brother brought out, Jeremiah 3:15.
15, right.
Right? Aren't you supposed to be feeding them with knowledge and understanding? You got to deal your bread to the hungry. That doesn't have nothing to do with fame and fortune. That don't got nothing to do with I won the debate. Right. What you?
And I was going to say this. And when it says to feed the hungry, meaning you're conscious of what this person needs. That, you know what, if there's a group of people that's teaching,
right, what
does this man need? This man might have self-esteem issues. So he needs to be lifted up. He needs to be boosted up. He's hungry for that. So now I got to teach him that, like you said, he's an Israelite,
right,
that God loves him, Christ is for him. He might be a brother that's beat down, that just got out of a bad relationship and doesn't know how to go about picking a mate or picking a mate.
Right.
Doesn't know what to look for in a woman.
Right.
So he's hungry for that. So you're supposed to feed him that. You ain't got to beat down other women, but come back and show him, brother, you're looking for love in all the wrong places. You got to do it this way. It might be that sister, like you quoted earlier, Jeremiah 8:21.
Right.
For the hurt of the doubt of my people and my hurt. I'm not coming out, you're a, why? When I understand that this person's hungry, they're starving, they're lacking. So I'm supposed to supply that need for their lack. I'm supposed to give them what they need. I'm supposed to understand, just like a babe. Again, I'm gonna say this: a babe with milk. You give a baby milk, and you're conscious of that. You're not giving them, you're not force feeding them meat. You're giving them milk because that's what they need. I gotta give people what they need, not just again to blow myself up. You're hungry. You don't even have a love for your people. I'm not mad at a baby. That's the point I want to get to. I don't get mad at a baby for crying.
Right.
I don't get mad at a baby. If a baby's crying, you know what? As a parent, if I really love, I'm gonna find out what's causing this baby to cry. So if we're out there teaching or doing whatever, and I'm seeing that they're going through changes, they come up yelling, they come up this, that, whatever. Right. I'm not just gonna attack them. You're a babe. You don't know. This ain't no street fight. So I'm gonna come back now and find out. You know what? I hear what you're saying. But it's because you don't understand this. Let me show you this. Let me give you this. Or like you just said, Tawam, maybe they just need something to eat. Maybe they just really are just starving. Let me feed them then. But to go ahead now and get into a debate with them, why? Why? When we can be winning them. I just want to bring a point in about, it says to feed the hungry. What are they lacking? That means I have to get out of my own selfishness. I have to get out of my own pride. Now I got to give them, I got to be conscious of what is it that you need? And let me give you what you need.
Exactly.
That's what it means to feed the hungry.
Right.
Because you have also Israelites that be out there, we read earlier in Corinthians,
right,
that though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor. And they run like soup kitchens.
Right.
I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. I'm not saying, but you're doing a soup kitchen, but you want to use it as this list to try to pat yourself on the back, like, look at what I'm doing. And it's still out of a self-pride, self-rising type of situation, but you're still not giving people what they need. Do they know who their people are? Right. Do they know what it takes to please God? They don't know what it takes to love their people. Are you giving them that, or you give them a piece of bread?
And took a selfie, put on Facebook.
A selfie.
Right. This is me that one day I decided to get off my butt and go feed the homeless.
I got out of my mama's house.
Right.
and went and fed the homeless. And I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on whatever's out there, so you can see. Look what I'm doing. Please, man, you still missed the boat.
Right.
You're still not feeding their spirit. What does their spirit need? And that takes you having to be conscious and care about what they're going through.
Right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Go ahead. Read where you're at.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 7. Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house?
Right. Aren't you supposed to be bringing the poor that been cast out of Israel, the poor that been on slave ships, the poor that been in cotton fields? Ain't you supposed to be bringing them back to the house of the Most High, to the house of Israel? Ain't that what your job is? So what are you doing debating on the street? What are you doing arguing with another Israelite brother or sister that's trying to teach? What is your problem? You got to ask yourself that as you're sitting there, hopefully watching this. Hopefully somebody shared this, liked it on YouTube, and gave it to you because they need you to sit down and feed them and do your job. Where you at?
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 7.
All right, go ahead.
When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself.
And was that not in the New Testament? If you see your brother have the this world's need, and you hold it back from him, right? This is what you're doing. This is our job, is to feed them, to help them. Go ahead.
And that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh.
Right. See, you're not supposed to be hiding yourself from your own people and going out there trying to get rich in Esau's world, trying to get rich in the white man's world. You're supposed to be dealing as an Israelite. He ordained you to be a prophet to the nations. He did not ordain you to go get rich and famous, to go get rich quick or die trying. He didn't ordain you for any other work. Jeremiah 1 verse 5, he told you, I ordained you to be a prophet to the nations. You understand?
I just got to interject on that real quick.
Right.
And you have a lot of brothers and sisters getting caught up into these debates and stuff. And again, like it's a rap battle, but you forget this is about all 12 tribes.
Right.
What about like if you come down here to the border of San Antonio or Brownsville, going into Mexico, and you see the poverty that Issachar is going through out there trying to sell chiclets of gum, and literally the gum they sell that day is what their family of 10, 11, 12 is feeding off of. That, you know what, that we're getting into all these debates, but you have Israelites that are actually hurting. You have Israelites that are really out here going through a real struggle, and you just trying to get on YouTube, you trying to do this, whatever, and get into this debate thing, but who the hell are you helping?
Right.
You got our people down there in Brazil. You go to the Caribbean, and this is really coming to my to my attention. You know how rampant incest is in the islands?
Wow.
But let's say like in Haiti, it's nothing for a man to have something like 58 children from someone be from his own kids.
Wow.
It's common. But y'all want to get on YouTube, whatever, and just debate that type of nonsense. But you got real issues going on all over with all our people. But now you feel like you got on some TV show or whatever, some Facebook, pat yourself on the back. Look at how I was debating. I got them. I said this. I said that. Go home, drinking your 40, doing whatever. Man, you tripping.
Wow. Wow.
We have a nation of people that's waiting for all creation, waiting for the manifestations for the sons of the Most High to finally stand up and be who we're supposed to be.
Correct.
About our nation, about all of our people. Not so you can get some likes on YouTube, not so you can get some likes on Facebook. We're supposed to be trying to save the whole nation. How many of our own people here in the States don't have internet? Don't have internet or Facebook that they're at home and can watch you with your little Critics' Choice Award about who you figure is a good Israelite, not a bad Israelite, or what have you. How many of our people are illiterate and have no access to any of these type of services or like I said, YouTube or internet that need to still be reached? While you're just trying to get some likes on YouTube and to show your debate skills and show your wisdom like you're a damn rapper. A lot of people have forgotten what this is really all about. This is about us saving. This is about us gathering our people, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired, so that our King, Yahweh Shai, comes to get us all up out of this situation. Again, I just want to point out about this to feed the hungry and the poor, the cast of the house, and don't hide yourself from your own flesh. A lot of y'all be hiding yourself from your own flesh. You ain't trying to get out in the struggle. Cabo Cobb's down there in Guatemala. He's down there. Guatemala is the poorest country in Central America.
Wow.
Just about the poorest country in all the Americas. Teaching this word, trying to reach his people, trying to help raise them up, trying to help raise up the rest of the 9.5. That he ain't trying to just be sitting there arguing and debating with somebody who just wants to argue and debate. There's real help that can be done. There's real work that can be done. While you're sitting at home comfortable and all you want to do is just try and get some type of debate to show yourself off on social media. Stop it, man.
Go ahead, read on, man. I love it. I love it. I hope this hurt y'all feelings. Because on that, I don't have no charity for. You know, I don't have no charity for brothers that's dealing with the word like this. And actually, you know what? I got to squeeze this in, man. Hold where you're at. Go to Romans 14, verse 23. Because the Most High don't have no sympathy for you. He don't have no care for the people that he entrusted with his word and is going to go out there and spend it frivolously, man. They're going to go out there and just blow it off and act like, oh, I got knowledge, so I'm going to get 8 wives and I'm just going to kick back. You know what I mean? I got knowledge of the scriptures, so I know how to keep my one woman in order. And that's really all you ever wanted anyway, because you couldn't get one in the world. But she respected the knowledge you had, and now you got that. You know what I mean? Like this I'm not going to name no names, man.
You know who you are.
Yeah, the brother's running that debate out there, man. He parading his wife all in front of the thing. Well, you was a loser in the world, and you finally got some woman dumb enough to accept your knowledge, and now she living with you and your other 3 wives. Well, cool. You know what I mean?
These are they which lead away silly women laden with iniquity.
Laden with lust. There you go. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 14, verse 23. And he that doubteth is damned if he eat.
You better remember this. If you eat of this word, if you go study and chew up this word, you're damned if you eat. Read.
Because he eateth not of faith.
Because you didn't eat of belief. You didn't eat of, I'm trying to feed my people. You didn't get into this word wanting to uplift and uphold your nation like the scriptures prescribe for you to do. You did it just so you could get big time. You did it so you can get some FaceTime on TV, so you can get some FaceTime on YouTube. That's why you did it. Well, guess what? You're damned. I don't have to tell you you're going to hell. The scripture said you're going to hell. You're damned if you eat of this book, if you go into this word and you use it. Remember the commandments, man. They got 10 commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. And that's what you're doing. It ain't talking about using, oh, God damn it. You know what I mean? That's not where you're going to hell for. He talking about you taking the name of the Most High, putting that on, and going out and using that as if that's okay. That's where you're using the liberty as a cloak of maliciousness, right? You're going out there and using the name of the Most High in order to lord over people, in order to get rich for yourself, in order to get your own personal gain. That's where you're taking the name of the Most High in vain.
I will say this, for the brothers that I've traveled with, and these brothers I'm honored to sit with, who've been in this work for 20 plus years, 10 plus years, what have you. It's an honor to be around men like this because these men ain't at home where it's easy and comfortable. These men have left cities, left where they grew up at, to come out and do work and do service for others, moving everything, dedicating their whole lives, dedicating their whole families, dedicating everything to help try and raise up people, not just staying at home, again, on Facebook, on YouTube, and just doing something like that, but actually getting out here, and if it takes me having to leave my comfort, like our father Abraham did, talk about the father of faith. He left all his security, he left all his comfort, he left everything that he knew so he can come out and do service, so he can come out and serve. So for me to be around the brothers that I'm with, I'm honored to be around them, that for the past 20 years, 30 years, this is what they've done. That they didn't just go out on the street corner. You pulled your garment out once you got to the street corner, out your bag, got out, cussed out people for 2 or 3 hours, took your garment off, put it back in your bag, and then went back home to your mom's house. To the comfort of your job, to the comfort of what you had going on. But these men I'm around brothers who have sacrificed and forsook it all. I'm leaving my mom. I really am leaving my mom. I'm not at my mom's house. I'm leaving the city she's in. I'm leaving the state she's in. That I'm going out here so I can help really feed and gather my people.
Right.
Not get on YouTube just for some flash. Not get on Facebook just for some flash. And then y'all gonna try and debate like y'all know something. You can try and debate as if you put in any type of real sacrifice.
Right.
Stop.
Like you will be able to. You're not adding to what's been laid down
At all.
They're not building on the foundation. They're trying to destroy the foundation.
Right.
The 12 tribe sign is off. Well, cool. What about the fact that that's how you even got this knowledge?
Exactly.
Right. You got that. You was like, well, where am I? You know. Oh, well, now you got to ask. Let that bring you in.
Exactly.
What about that? That it was used as a fishing tool. Now you getting mad because you don't like the color of the bait. You don't like the way it smells. You gonna try to destroy the rudimentary and the foundations of the truth by yourself, and you're not even gonna live that life. You know, like you said, you're gonna go home, take all that all that gear off, and you're gonna go home and do nothing. You're gonna kick back and watch TV. Watch your big screen off of all your YouTube likes. That's not gonna help nobody. Were you finished with that?
For whatsoever is not of faith is sin.
See that? Y'all sinning. That's it. He said if you're damned if you eat, and if you're not eating of faith, you're sinning. That's the thing. You're breaking the commandments. You're breaking the law. And for all you that are taking your boast in the law and making sure that this brother is wearing his fringes long enough according to the law and had his beard not shaping a certain way according to the law, guess what? You're breaking the law because you're going in this book and you're not living it. You're not eating of faith. I hope y'all paying attention. Really hope you paying attention because this word it cuts, man, and it's meant to. Get Ecclesiastes 28 verse 6 in the Apocrypha real quick. We got a few minutes. Is there anything you want to add in there?
Brother, I got plenty, but you know what? We're gonna let this flow. We can definitely let this flow. I do believe that the message is definitely getting out. That I'm gonna say this: put some work in.
Right.
Y'all need to put some work in so you might understand what charity and love is about. And when I say put in work, I'm talking about get out here with your people. Get out the comforts of whatever and stop thinking that just because you got in a debate with somebody that's what it's about. Stop thinking that because you know how to debate and sound real witty and you're a walking thesaurus, but you don't help nobody.
Right.
The beginning of that you started this class with, brother, was excellent when it said that though I have all prophecy, speak with the tongues of men and angels, I can have all that, but if I don't have charity, it don't mean nothing. The scripture says in Romans, I know you probably have it, I'm trying to cut too much into it, but it tells you that with it said all the works of the law point to two things: love the Most High with all your heart and all your soul, and to love
your neighbor as yourself.
And to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Yeah. I see I got just 2 minutes left. I'll give it back to you, Ike.
Oh, no. I mean, you close it up just right. We're going to throw this last scripture in there. Ecclesiastes 28, verse 6.
Ecclesiastes chapter 28, verse 6. Remember thy end, and let enmity cease.
Right. He said, remember your end. Remember that the Most High, we all going to die. All right. He said, while you living, let enmity cease. Let that bickering, that strife, that contention, let that cease. Go ahead.
Remember corruption and death.
Remember that we all going to get corrupted and die. We all going to end up dead. Go ahead.
And abide in the commandments.
Abide in what?
And abide in the commandments.
Commandments like what? Love your neighbor as yourself. Love the Most High with all your heart and mind and spirit. Again, I hope this really cut into y'all that's out there doing these things. But we're going to say shalom to y'all. and I want y'all to join us in class. We have this show every Saturday night, 8 to 9 p.m. Class is Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.